Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is 6-1 Notes, Multiplying Variables with Exponents, Part 2. And we're going to be focusing on scientific notation in this part. So looking at this, problem number 11. We have 1.5 times 10 to the negative 6 times 5.4 times 10 to the negative 4. Now when working with scientific notation and the powers, it's the same story of what we've been doing in the past. Except we're now going to just combine the two concepts and put them together. So one of the things we could do right now, and that we need to do first, is always make these powers the same number. So how do we do that? Well, you could change times 10 to the negative 6, and we could make it into a negative 4 by moving the decimal place 2 places. Now, to move this decimal place 2 places, we're going to have to move it 2 to the left to increase this negative 6 up to negative 4. So that 1.5 is going to turn into a different number, because we're going to move this decimal place 2 to the left. So it's going to turn into 0.015. The reason why? All I did was just move the decimal place from where my mouse is over 1, 2. And because I do that, or because I did that, it'd be times 10 to the negative 4. I wanted to do this so both the exponential powers are the same. So we have negative 0.015 times 10 to the negative 4 times 5.4 times 10 to the power of negative 4 and we can multiply these numbers a little bit easier. So we're going to multiply 0.015 times 5.4. Let's do that on the calculator. 0.015 times 5.4. And we're going to get 0.081. So 0.081. And then it's going to be times 10 to the negative 4. Oh, sorry, we didn't get to do the powers yet. Pardon me. So we multiply the numbers. Then we got to do just like what we did with the exponents before. We got to add the powers. So it's the same base, 10 and 10. Then we add these powers. So negative 4 plus negative 4 gets us negative 8. And that will be our final answer, 0.081 times 10 to the negative 8. Alright, now we just got to finish off this problem. So we got all of those. The last little piece is from the scientific notation notes. Once we have a nice answer, once we multiply it out, we got to move this decimal place back so there's only one number to the left of the decimal. So we can actually eliminate these zeros. We're going to move this decimal to the place back 2, so it's going to turn into 8.1. And when I move the decimal place to the right twice, that means I got to subtract 2. So negative 8 minus 2 gets us 10. So our final answer is going to be 8.1 times 10 to the power of negative 10. Hence why we got D for number 11. This is a tricky process, hence why it's considered the challenge. Alright, so number 12. We have 4.2 times 10 to the first times 2.9 times 10 to the sixth. Well, what we want to do, we want to change to have these powers be the same. So what we need to do, times 10 to the power of 1. Well, if we subtract 1, that means this turns into 420, so we're moving to the right. We got to actually move this to the left to change this 1 into a positive 6. We got to move it to the left 5 spaces. So 4.2 is going to turn into we move it to the left 5, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Throwing our 0 in there. So 4.2 turns into 0.00004 times 10 to the power of 6. I'm going to take that number and multiply it by 2.9 times 10 to the 6. Since they're the same times 10 to the power of 6, we're going to multiply our two coefficients, that 2.9 and the 0.000042. I'm going to do that on the calculator. So 0.000042 times 2.9. And we're going to get pardon me. We're going to get 1.218 e to the negative 4. So this number is going to turn into 1.218 times 10 to the negative 4. And then it's also times our original 10 to the positive 6 that we had before. And we can't forget, because we have this other 10 to the 6. So we times 10 to the 6. Just in case if you got a little confused, I'll recap that one more time. So this 10 to the 6, maybe I'll move it like this. We did 2.9 times 0.000042. Those two numbers multiplied together to get this number, which is 1.218 times 10 to the negative 4. That's how we got that one. And then 10 to the 6 gets brought down, and this 10 to the 6 gets brought down. Now, we gotta add up all those powers. So it's gonna be negative 4 plus 6 plus 6, which gets you a positive 8. So it'll be 1.218 times 10 to the positive 8. So 12 is A. Let's try number 13 here. So we got 9.95 times 10 to the negative 3 times 5 times 10 to the power of 1. Now I'm going to change this decimal number. I want to change this negative 3 power to a positive 1. To do this, I'm going to move that decimal to the left a couple times here. In fact, I'm going to move it 4 times, because negative 3 plus 4 gets us positive 1. So let's do that. Gonna throw a couple zeros in. 9, 9, 5. When our decimal place was originally there. We gotta move it to the left 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the point there. Get rid of that one. And I got an extra 0 in there, so I'm gonna take away that 0. Because we only need 1 0 on the left hand side of the decimal. So this number, and I'm changing it, that negative 3 to a positive 1, because I moved a 4 to the left. So I could add 4 to that little power. So we have this decimal times 10 to the positive 1 times 5 times 10 to the power of 1. So what I did, I just changed that first one into that. Because it's the same number, just you manipulated it. Now we're going to do 5 times that number, and then times 10 to the power of 1 times 10 to the power of 1. So 5 times that decimal. We're going to get this decimal as an answer. 0.004975. How I got that number was 5 times 0.000995. Got us that. Now 10 to the first times 10 to the first. We bring those down. So times 10 to the first times 10 to the first. Well, 1 plus 1 you guys know is 2. So I could just put to the power of 2. Oh wait, there's more. To make it officially into scientific notation, we got to move that decimal place back. So we're going to move it back 1, 2, 3. So there's only one number in front of the decimal. And since I moved it 3 places to the right, that means I got to subtract 3 from my power. So 2 minus 3 gets us negative 1. So that's how we get 4.975 times 10 to the negative 1, which is B for number 13. Let's do one more. We have 3.46 times 10 to the negative 4 times 4 times 10 to the positive 2. So let's make these powers the same so it's a little bit easier with multiplication. So we're going to change this negative 4 and we're going to make it into a positive 2. That means we have to add 6 to it. We got to move this decimal place to the left 6. So throw a couple zeros in there. 3.46. We're going to now move that decimal place to the left 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my new decimal place location. And then it's going to be times 10 to the power of 2. So we just changed this equation into what we have. We manipulated it so we have the same times 10 to the power of 2. Now we do 4 times that number. So 4 times 0.00000346. And we're going to get 1.384. 1.384 times 10 to the negative 5. So that's the two numbers. Now we got to bring down your times 10 to the power of 2 times 10 to the power of 2. You add up all the powers, negative 5 plus 2 gets you negative 1. So negative 5 plus 2 gets you negative 1. So we put that in there. And so we could delete the others. We just combine like terms there. So our final answer is 1.384 times 10 to the negative 1. Which in this case is B. Alright, classwork and homework. If you guys have any questions, feel free to come to Extra Help. I'll be happy to help you out or send me an email. Alright, have yourself a good night.